Welcome back. Of course, here at WAOH Television, our mission is to put the spotlight on organizations doing things to serve our community, make Akron a better place. And no better example than Summit County Children's Services and our guest right now, Ann Ream from Community Relations at Summit County Children's Services. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you, Dan, for having me.
And in this, our next segment, we'll continue our discussion that April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. And there's some things going on behind the scenes within your agency. We can educate the public on what you're doing internally, the things that you go through with caseworkers and other stakeholders and those involved in Summit County Children's Services to prepare for or to further your mission.
Yes. So April is kind of what I coin as our month. Summit County Children's Services, but it is also Child Abuse Prevention Month is not only a countywide initiative, it's a state initiative, and it is a national initiative. But here in Summit County, we do celebrate the month of April as Child Abuse Prevention Month, and I'd like to underscore the word prevention because we do feel that child abuse and neglect is preventable. So in order to prevent child abuse and neglect, we want to be able to train the partners, the stakeholders, if you will, our caseworkers. We want to be able to give more training to those who impact children and families, tips to help with those efforts. So starting the month, April 1st, we are kicking off Child Abuse Prevention Month with a close-up series. So back when I was a caseworker in the 90s, we had this thing called close-up. And it was a close-up, the intent was that it was a close-up look at prevention of child abuse and neglect. So it's meant to be a series of a training. So this year we're bringing back close-up to take that close-up look on child safety. And we're offering 4 mini trainings throughout the month of April for our staff, for our supervisors, for our community providers to come in and take a close-up look at child safety, specifically gun safety. So we have Officer Natko coming in from Akron Police to train us on gun safety, what to look for, prevention again from the prevention scope. Also on April 10th, we have a training on sibling sex abuse and how to prevent that. On April 4th, we have a training on safe sleep. Unfortunately, there's a lot of children here that do not have a safe sleeping condition in their home, and we have seen a lot of children injured due to lack of having a safe space to sleep in. So we'll be training to that. And then on April 17th, the last of the 4 mini-series is unintentional ingestions, and we have seen an uptick of unintentional ingestions, and it's not like poison control. It's little ones putting gummies in their mouth and getting a hold of something that makes them either lethargic or critically injury based on unintentional ingestion. So learning from professionals in those said fields to learn those tips of what to look for and how to prevent those accidents really truly from happening.
I would have to imagine that being a caseworker certainly would be difficult. Many of us that are living our lives and going about raising our kids and doing this don't think about some of these things. And you can't judge anybody in some of these cases where if there is an accidental ingestion, that could be somebody left the cap off of something, it was just a mistake. These things could happen in any household. We don't judge. We prevent, perhaps.
That's exactly right. And, underscoring that prevention idea, we want to be able to secure the best information that we can so that we can give those tools to the families in which we're working with. We also have lock boxes that the last few years that we've been giving families specifically for unintentional ingestions, our caregivers even, to say if you have medications, we lock them up and putting them in a safe, secure place so that little ones can't get a hold of that because they put everything in their mouth.
Sure. These events are not open to the public. What we're doing in this discussion is giving folks watching a sense of what you are doing as part of Child Abuse Prevention Month. And the folks that are attending these, maybe in law enforcement or maybe the stakeholders are people that work in the courts. Describe the partners that you were mentioning. Those are maybe foster families or maybe organizations that help serve foster families.
That's right. It's all of the above. We have very close partnerships with all those child and family serving entities and organizations, and there's a lot of them. You mentioned law enforcement, our Summit County Juvenile Court, Domestic Relations Court, Child Guidance, Greenleaf. I can name a lot of different services and providers that help us in our plight to keep kids safe. And so they may be attending these kind of trainings to partner with us and to shore up the best information possible from our trainers that can give us information and tips on how to keep kids safe.
There's always a danger to telling a story, because once I start telling stories, when we were kids, we got into the Flintstone vitamins. And my brothers, I have 4 younger brothers and a younger sister, and we're all very close in age. So my mom was a young mom, still is, and we went out in the backyard because my mom realized, she came in and the vitamin bottle was empty, and realized that somebody, it certainly wasn't me, I think it was my brother Jeremy, opened up the vitamin bottle. This could happen. A lot of what you're describing here, this prevention, gun safety, keeping the guns in a safe, is probably something you're going to go to. We didn't have guns when I was a kid, but we all had to go out in the backyard, and my mom would give us the, was it the syrup of Ipecac? Is that what it's called? And we would just go out, and there it goes.
There it goes.
And it's just about, my mom, I would think, is the best mom in the whole world. She, there's no judging. The things happen to me. Prevention is about thinking about these things before they turn into something tragic. Like the gun safety strikes me. I would think there's probably kitchen fires and kids cooking at age 14 after school. Is that probably, there's a number of things we can prevent, disasters and tragedies.
If you can think about it, it's probably happened. And so, yeah, it's to really fill our toolkit and our tool belt of skill sets to be able to help with the prevention efforts for our families, and to give those skill sets over so that we can help to prevent any tragedies.
Sure. What else goes on during this month? Anything we've left out here?
We work closely with our faith-based community. So we are offering a Protect Your Church, Protect the Children of Your Church. So it's really geared towards a faith-based community, and it's to help to get them geared up towards the reporting laws, the child abuse and neglect reporting laws, to be attentive to who's working in their church, to be able to help put a plan of safety into place for their church that they may not have otherwise thought of. So that's happening on April 3rd. That is open to the faith-based community. More information can be found on any of these things that I'm talking about too on our website, which is summitkids.org. So you can go online and find out about the services and the opportunities that we are offering throughout the month of April. Also nationally, there's this thing called Blue Sunday. So it's, again, a faith-based specific initiative, and it's enlisting the help of churches to pray, to focus on sending well wishes and good thoughts towards our kids for the safety, permanency, and well-being of our mission, towards those who are caregiving for these children in our community, and then, of course, for our casework staff who are out there on the front lines providing these kind of services for the kids and families in our community. And then we end the month with our appreciation breakfast, and it's our 14th annual appreciation breakfast. That's the time when we bring the community together, our partners in the community, to really celebrate the work that we do, our partnerships with them, and then we also give out awards. And we have a Community Leader Award this year. We are giving out a Biological Family Award, Achievement Award, to really congratulate that family on all the work that they've done this past year, as well as a Foster Family Award and a Donor Award, because we can't do this work, again, by ourselves. We have a very generous community and donors and volunteers to assist in the work that we do and the services that we provide for our kids and for our families.
If there's an organization watching, a faith-based community perhaps, that would like to be more involved or be a stakeholder involved in all of this, what would be the best way to reach out?
I would say the website at summitkids.org, or you can call directly at 330-379-1994, and that's Sandy DeLuca. She is our recruiter and is working specifically with the faith-based community to offer that training.
It takes a village, as they say.
It sure
There's numerous entities and organizations that come together to make all this happen.
It does.
Anything else about Child Abuse Prevention Month before we wrap up that we want to mention
Hopefully
to
we'll
our
talk
audience?
a little bit more about Wear Blue.
Right.
That's really fun for the entire community. It's a very visual, symbolic day. to focus on joining the movement and wearing blue. Sort of double downs for all of Summit County to show their support for our agency, for the kids that we serve, for our caregivers. Again, that child abuse is preventable, and sharing those pictures and having a lot of fun. Kids, dogs, families, just out in the community, changing, lights. Children's Hospital will have their lights turned blue for 2 weeks. We'll have lights turned blue. Just being very visual and wearing our blue. Blue is an easy color that we all have, even if it's just blue jeans. Wear blue that day to show your support and solidarity for our agency and those who have been impacted by child abuse and neglect. Also, we are partnering that particular day with the Akron Zoo. If you wear blue to the Akron Zoo, you get free admission. So that's always a fun partnership for us, and again, something free and positive for families to do together.
This is great. Thank you again for being with us for another great segment. And thank you for watching. I think what we could take away from this certainly is just knowing that April is Child Abuse Prevention Month. The child abuse is preventable. And one of the most important things we could do as a community is find a way to thank our first responders, of course, but those who work in social services and caseworkers, and make sure that we support Summit County Children's Services. It makes it probably a lot easier to do their job if they know that those of us in the community respect what they do and appreciate what they do. That's a big part of our mission here at WAOH. Thank you for watching and being a part of our show, and we'll see you on the next one.